Hi, are you ready for a house tour? Hey, it's Rachel from 7 and All, and today I'm just going to be showing you our new house. If you've been following my channel the last little bit, you have heard that we recently moved from a very efficient, smaller apartment into a larger house and a house with a little bit of outdoor space. And I've had requests from quite a few on YouTube, Instagram, and real life people to do a little house tour, show you where we are living now, how we're making the new, much larger space work for us. If you are here looking for a perfectly decorated and curated home tour, you are 100% on the wrong channel. I'm not entirely sure which channel to send you to because I don't know anything about home decor or properly curated homes, but probably if you just search in the search bar, you'll get there some way or another. But don't stay here. This is a very minimalist, practical home. We are Americans living in Southeast Asia. I will be talking a little bit about some of the quirks of our new home, which is an older home. So don't be scared of the quirks. Don't be scared. Also, probably, we just moved in 1 week ago from when I'm filming this. So it's not necessarily that everything's perfect or will stay the same. I don't really think in any house that you live in, you keep things the same. You're always kind of constantly adjusting and figuring out your space. But this is how it is for now, and generally how it's going to be, what you're going to see in my upcoming day in the life videos every month and all that. So I'll show you our space. This is the downstairs living space. Same couch, same little basket of books that we always keep on the couch to read. And you can see it's a nice big space here. Again, this house probably has too much space for our family as it is right now, but it was the right price and in the right location, and that has been really, really hard to find. So we went with it. This little decorative thing here it belongs to the landlord. There were a couple pieces of furniture here. So we're using the bottom part of it for games inside the cupboard, and then our small collection of knickknacks, photos on the top, and the stuff for painting should not be there soon once my husband gets around to painting. This is my favorite feature of the house. The curved staircase going upstairs, I think, is so neat. And I also really like the floor. Tile floors are very common where we live, but this is actually more of a stone floor. I think it looks really cool. I think I really like it. I do think it kind of hides dirt well, so you can't necessarily tell when you need to sweep your floor, which can be kind of a good thing or a bad thing. But moving on, we may need some scary music for this one. This is going to be the greatest secret of our home, which is not going to be a secret if you are a guest, is the bathrooms. They don't quite live up to the splendor of the curved staircase and the stone floor. They are very blue. Let me know, have you ever seen a blue toilet before and matching blue sinks? This is pretty unique, I feel like. Now, when you're looking at this, you might think that it looks really dirty and like I need to clean my bathroom. But we have, this bathroom has literally been scrubbed for hours. We have used every technique that we know how on it. You can see some lighter patches on the wall. This is coming from the technique of using an actual power drill, attaching a scrubber to it, putting all your weight and power into it and working on scrubbing the walls, literally with a drill-powered scrubber and whatever cleaner we were using. I think we were using some of the Norwex paste. We were using some soft scrub, bleach soft scrub, but that takes a lot of energy. So probably need to go over the wall a couple times, get more and more spots. But this bathroom's had a hard life. probably gonna have to come up with some kind of affectionate nickname for it. All the bathrooms are the same, so I'm just gonna show you one of them. They all have blue toilets and matching blue sinks. That's gotta be unique. Have you ever seen any other strange colors? Like I think I've only seen white before. So that is not the prettiest part, but I mean, how much time do you spend in the bathroom? Now we're moving into the kitchen area. Here's our fridge. And you will recognize this. Used to be in our little small bedroom we used as an office. It's now here for books and homeschool organization. It is maybe an organization that only makes sense in my mind, but I'm the only one it has to make sense to, because at this point I'm the only one who puts stuff away. So every cubby has its own category. These are our Spanish books that are at the level we're reading right now. And then these are our Spanish books that are for the future. We're not yet at the level of reading La Telaraña de Carlota, but we will be someday. Here's our English books at the level we're reading right now. We've got board books down there for the baby. Got some games. Some more things for the future. I've got paint and other dangerous art supplies hidden there. Always hide your dangerous art supplies when you have toddlers who are enamored with paint and markers. This table was also belongs to the landlord. It's very, very heavy. You can see it's like marble or something, the top and also the chairs. Very fancy. So this is our indoor dining table for when we have guests, but we don't actually eat here on a regular basis. There's 2 rooms here. This is a small little storage room. I'm not going to show you the inside, but it looks like a small storage room filled with like brooms, mops, vacuums, suitcases, and I've got a cupboard in there with the toys that stay in storage. This is the room we're currently using as just a playroom. So you can see it has the cars out. The cars are always out. There's no period in life when you have small children in which you don't need to have cars out. Like cars being out is just, that's just life. You have their little kitchen and their little table. So the toys that stay in storage are things like Duplos and Legos and things that if we had them all out all at the same time, it would become an overwhelming mess instead of the totally normal state of cars being scattered. So we don't do everything being out at once, but they can ask for, hey, I want to play Duplos. We'll get them out, but then we'll pack them up before we get out a different kind of toy, a different set of toy. Then here's our kind of inside kitchen, and this is where we still need some work. We're finding we don't have enough kitchen storage, so I'm gonna get some kind of little rack or shelf or basket or something for all my like rags, kitchen towels. So these aren't just gonna stay on the counter like this, but we're gonna have to do something. I've got most small appliances in here, like blender or rice cooker. Then this is out because I am making barbecue pork. Do you want to come over for dinner? And just the appliances we use daily, like a toaster and the hot water heater, are out. But the outdoor kitchen is where we really do most of our kitchen stuff. And that's right here. So it's called the outdoor kitchen, but you can see we have a roof, a metal roof. It's already been raining, and we've actually, it's rainy season, so we've had a lot of rain. It's already been raining while I'm cooking, and it is very deafening out here while you're cooking in the rain. But that's where we cook, and then here's where we eat, baby's chair, and we actually just got a different table because our dining table that we had in our old house was wood, and that is not going to survive out here where it's going to get wet all the time from rain. Like, we do have a roof over it, but we've already noticed it gets wet out here. So we got a plastic table, we got just plastic chairs, and it's super fun to eat out here in the morning. The boys can usually see monkeys on the trees out there, and they love to point at the monkeys. So this is our little yard area. You can see there's a hose brought across because my boys were playing with water earlier, and brooms, and some cars. Because that's why we moved here, so that they could come play with water and cars and play outside. So that's our little outdoor space, is this little area here. which connects to where we drive our car in the front. And we have used the power washer. My parents have a power washer. We've been using that to try to clean off this tile. It's not perfect, but the power washer did help. So that was part of the long cleaning process. All right, I'm gonna take you upstairs, but you have to promise to be quiet because the baby is sleeping. Love my curved staircase. And I'm gonna have to turn off the fan. It's not very, pretty much the temperature is not very livable when the fans are off, but I'm turning off the fans for the house tour because otherwise you won't be able to hear me. There's so much background noise. So this is our little landing area, which is really nice. I'm thinking to use it for a homeschool room kind of area in the future. We're not really using it that way yet because we just don't have that much table work at this point. So we've just been kind of doing our little school activities downstairs and outside. Here is a very empty room. This is probably for whoever wants to come live with me next. But right now it has a laundry basket and a broom and an ironing board. Now here's a funny story. This is a built-in bookshelf. And it's built into the wall and it goes back a ways, but it is extremely damaged from water. There was leaking issues in this room before we moved in. So it's too damaged to be usable, but the owner didn't want to repair it. We asked a contractor for a quote on how much to repair it, and the quote was a little bit too rich for us, considering that it was an improvement in a house that we don't own. So, since we're just renters, we took the expedient of taking this bookshelf, which was a leftover piece from an old bunk bed of my siblings that got torn apart, but then they saved the bookshelf part from the old bunk bed because it was still usable. But then they just had it in storage for a while and weren't sure what to do with it. But it fits almost perfectly, except for this gap. So I need an idea of something to do with the gap. I was thinking of maybe even just buying some plastic poster board that they sell at the bookstores and like white and just covering it up, just because I really don't want the kids throwing things in there. But yeah, here's the totally empty room, so someone's gonna have to come move in here. Probably one of my sisters someday. Yeah, if you want people to come and visit you, you gotta have a room for them. Then out here is our laundry area. It's rained a lot the past couple of days, and there's water on the floor because it just has not had a chance to dry out. This seems to be the like a dip in the floor, so all the rain collects there. So we're hoping it will dry and then I'll be able to sweep this. But so here's our washing machine, and there's clotheslines strung around and laundry that we can hang up there. So I've already noticed that the laundry dries a lot faster. I was used to, I would hang up laundry in the morning on one day and I couldn't take it down until the evening of the next day. So it had to be more than 24 hours by the time I could take down laundry, because that's how long it took to dry inside our apartment. But then here, it dries within like 5 hours. So it was a shock to find out how much difference the heat and the wind can make. And we do keep this padlocked because I do not want boys escaping onto second-story balconies. It's not a good idea. Then upstairs off of the landing are two rooms that I didn't show you. One is the room that the boys are sharing. They actually didn't share a room in our old apartment. They were in two different rooms. But now since we moved a week ago, we were just, well, we'll make lots of transitions at once. Moved them both into one room, and the transition has gone really, really well. So it looks a lot the same as the empty room for a guest that I showed you. We probably should get a bed for our guest bedroom at some point, but my plan is that eventually the boys are going to go into a bunk bed. Maybe we'll be able to do that in time before we have any guests because of the pandemic, and we'll be able to move Cyrus's bed into the guest bedroom and then just have a bunk bed for the 2 boys. We'll see how it goes. You know, it's all a work in progress. Also, we have a master bedroom and master bathroom upstairs, which is quite spacious. So we actually kind of put our little office table and have a little office area in there. And that is our house. It's a lot bigger than I'm used to, for sure, but so far, as in the first week of living here, the change in housework has not seemed, honestly hasn't seemed too different. Like, it definitely takes longer to sweep and mop the floors. But see, the great thing is these floors are not like my white tile at home. Like, I feel like that tile showed every single hair or speck of dust, and these just don't. So I can hopefully still get away with not like constantly sweeping and mopping. Cooking and eating outside in that little area has been super fun, and the boys have spent a whole lot of time playing outside in the little yard area. So all that to say, we are just moving in. You can tell it's just being set up, but we love it. We're actually having our first dinner guests tonight. That's what the barbecue pork is for in the crock pot. And maybe over time we'll add like another couch to the living room or something, but I'm not planning to, you know, get a ton of stuff to fill up the big house. We'll just see how to make the most of this space. But I'm excited for the new freedom to play and freedom to have guests that we have here. All right, I'll see you next time.